you, it's me, Miss Tina Z, your favorite gender non-conforming ukulelist and vocalist. How are you today? I hope you're very well. I am not ukuleleing or vocaling today. Well, I'm speaking. That's vocaling. Today is a Tina Talks? TED Talks? No, not TED. Tina Raps? I don't know. Today I'm talking to you about cottage cheese. But before I get there, let me tell you about someone I follow online. Her, and I don't want to mispronounce anything, defends trans, right up here, DEFENESTRANS. That is her handle. I don't know. What's that called? Her name? Her Instagram at? I don't know what the kids call it. Lelaina Faye. I follow her. She's one of my favorite creators. She's a transgender person who talks daily about the issues affecting transgender people's lives. And she's so smart and well-researched and so good in front of a camera, and boy, just picks up that mantle every day. And she's not abrasive. I mean, she just states what's going on, what the facts are, and very concisely, and in an entertaining way too. She's funny. She's quite funny. But anyway, a couple weeks ago, she had a post on Instagram, and she was down, and I wrote down what she said right there, because it hit me. She said, "I'm tired, and honestly, I could use a little help carrying this thing for a minute." This thing being the having to defend your existence day after day. And that kind of got to me, because my philosophy mostly has been to just come out and present myself the way I want to present myself, with my appearance and the way I carry myself, and to sing you some songs and talk about music, with the ulterior motive sort of being, yes, Tina Z is a trans person, but that's one of the adjectives that describes this person. That was always my goal. That's always been my goal. It's not to be someone who gets in the ring and starts throwing punches, but to be just friendly and, I hope, entertaining. And just, I want you to see that I'm a ukulele player and a singer, and I am a devoted spouse, and I'm a family person, and I'm all these things, and I'm also trans. I fall under that huge transgender umbrella somewhere. I stand under that. But I've always thought that my fight, my version of the fight, is to not directly fight, but to just hope that people get to know me as me, and then go, oh, well, if Tina Z is my friend, I can be friends with any trans person. That was kind of my mission. But when Lelaina Faye said, "I'm tired and I could use a little help," I'm like, okay, well, I'm seen. Okay, and so then I came up with this. Well, how am I going to do that? Because I don't often directly attack people who attack me, but I am attacked, and I have received just awful things, just awful things. And so I thought about it. Made me think about cottage cheese. And here's how. Let's suppose I live in Arizona, but let's suppose that 3 states over, that someone I've never met before, someone I don't know, exits his house in the middle of the night and goes through his backyard and goes through all the neighborhoods to the edge of his town, and then goes into the woods, into the forest, and it's a thick forest, and this stranger to me who lives states over, and I've never met this person, and then he does all this walking and goes into the middle of the forest, and then he finds a spot and he picks up a stick. He goes to the stick, he holds it in front of his face, and he says, "I hate cottage cheese," just as passionately as he can. Cottage cheese disgusts me. That is how I take... This is how seriously I take messages to me that are awful. And I do receive awful messages from anti-transgender people. But to me, it is as consequential as some stranger three straight states down, walking into the forest and yelling about cottage cheese to a stick. I'm like, I don't care. Why are you... Why am I involved in any of this? So you don't like cottage cheese. Okay. Your opinion is inconsequential to me. I'm going to continue living my life in a happy way, a way that gives me fulfillment. I don't care if you like or dislike cottage cheese. I don't care about you. And here, even if I were, let's pretend for a second, even if I were a dairy farmer, I'm not a dairy farmer, but pretend for a second I were a dairy farmer, and I have cows that produce milk, and I sell my milk and butter and cheese, and I sell cottage cheese, and three states away, someone walks out in the middle of the night, someone walks out of his back door through neighborhoods into the woods and yells at a stick, "I hate cottage cheese." Still, even as a dairy farmer, why are you telling me I don't care? And I treat people like that contemptuously not because of what they're saying, "I hate cottage cheese." Not because of that, because that does nothing for me. It affects me 0%. And I don't need to know about any opinion that affects me 0%. I treat that with contempt because that person seems to think that I should care. And I don't. This is one of the reasons I don't enter into fights. I don't care whether you yell at a stick that you hate cottage cheese. This is not my problem. This is your issue. I treat you with contempt because I believe that you believe that me as the dairy farmer ought to stop making cottage cheese. When, what are you talking about? You're clear over there, affecting my business in no way. My cows are happy. My cheese and my butter and my milk and my cottage cheese are all selling great. And for you to yell at a stick 3 states away in the middle of the night in a forest and think that I should change anything about my dairy farm is just the most asinine thing in the world. And that's how I treat you transphobes who come to my page and say I shouldn't exist and I shouldn't play music and I should dress a different way and how dare I put makeup on my face and blah 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 blah. And oh, don't I know I have a prostate and my thigh bone is this big, and what about my chromosomes, and blah, blah, blah. I mean, fuck. I don't care. You are yelling at a stick in the middle of a forest, nowhere near me, about how you hate cottage cheese. I don't care. Leave me alone. You morons. You utter fucking morons. Anyway, so that's my way. Oh my gosh, what did I do?
You're saying transgender.
Oh my gosh. So, Lelaina Faye. I know that's not a great help. Maybe not what you were looking for. But I love you. And you give me the strength and you give me hope. And I bought a t-shirt from you. And I follow you. And keep doing what you're doing. You're awesome. And anybody else who thinks that your opinion about cottage cheese matters, just keep it to yourself. Who cares? All right. That's all I have. All right. Talk to you later. Bye. It's so good.